Hey, welcome back. I'm Jake with Broadway Home Medical, and today we're going to be going over the brand new Elite Traveler 2 by Pride Mobility, so stay tuned. Okay, so on the surface, the Elite Traveler 2 looks pretty much just like a standard Go-Go from Pride. This does have a lot of new features you're not going to find in the original Elite Traveler, so let's go ahead and get into it. So first off, the dash is real similar to the standard Go-Go's. This is a key-based scooter, so we're going to insert our key into the key switch here, rotate that clockwise to turn the scooter on. You're going to see we have our battery meter here. The green is going to show that we have a full charge. As you use the scooter, these lights will turn off, and as you get down to the amber color lights, you want to start looking for a place to plug in. We want to make sure we don't let this get down to the red so we don't damage the batteries. Speed is controlled using this little knob right here. It's got your standard tortoise and the hare, so we have our slow and our fast speed. All the way on fast with this scooter, you're going to get just over 4 miles per hour. We have a horn here. Pretty much like all the other Go-Go's, it's just a standard horn. It's not super loud, but it is loud enough to let people know you're coming. Underneath these two little spots right here, you have a little threaded insert, so you can install like some side view mirrors and some other accessories as well. The scooter is driven using these throttle levers here. And it's really intuitive. So with your right hand, if you pull backwards, you can go forward. You can actually push this forward to go backwards. And it's just a reverse with your left hand. So you can drive this two-handed, or you can actually drive it one-handed. Then we have the Delta wraparound tiller here to help protect your hands in case you scratch a doorway, or make sure you don't bump your knuckles on anything. Underneath the tiller on the right-hand side, we have the charging port. If you want to get over here so we can see that. It takes just your standard XLR charger, which comes standard with the scooter. Then we have a removable front basket. The basket's easy to remove, just lift up to remove it. We just have a bracket mounted on the tiller here that fits underneath these two little bars here. Just slides right back on. So, the front of the scooter, there is a little cubby here you can use to store some small items. There's our tiller adjustment knob that if we loosen this, will allow you to adjust the angle of the tiller so you can get it in a position that's most comfortable for you when you're driving. Then we have the wheel lock here. So this little knob on the front here, if we push this in and rotate it vertical, will lock the front wheels from spinning. Primarily this is used when transporting the scooter so it doesn't swing the tiller around while it's located in like the trunk of your car or a cargo area in like a van or SUV. Just make sure that we turn this back to the horizontal position before you go to drive. Otherwise, you'll just be driving in a straight line. Underneath the seat here, we have the battery pack. This is removable. The version we have here has the 12 amp batteries. You can get this in an 18 amp configuration as well. The charging port on the battery is located underneath this little rubber piece, and it's just the same port as what we have on the tiller. Just plug your charger directly into this. Then we have a little breaker reset here. So if the scooter gets a surge of power, say we're overloading it with weight or going up a really steep incline, this might pop out, this little button here, to help protect damaging any of the electronics of the scooter. One key to that is if you turn your key on and you get absolutely no power, no lights, no nothing, most likely this breaker's been tripped and all you gotta do is push that little button back in. This does come with a new upgraded seat. The seat has the white stitching on it and a mesh back. So the mesh back makes it really nice if you're in a warmer states or just driving it outside in the summertime. It's nice and breathable, cut down on some of the heat transfer and make a little bit of a cooler ride for you. The arms on this are flip up, and then they are width adjustable. So you can adjust the width by pulling this little pin out, loosening our set screw, and that allows you to widen the arms, and then you can pop the pin back in and tighten it down to secure it. On the back of the seat, we have the standard little receiver hitch, so you can plug in like a rear basket, oxygen tank holder, a whole host of other accessories as well. The seat does swivel. On the right-hand side, there is a lever that if you lift up will allow you to rotate the seat, and it will rotate either direction in a full 360 degrees. So you can makes it easier for transferring on and off of the scooter. On the back here, we have our standard little freewheel lever here. So if the scooter needs to be pushed out of the way or pushed up to a wall to charge, just lock this, push this forward to lock it in the neutral position, and then you can free roll it. Just make sure we lock it back in the drive position. Otherwise, when you turn your scooter on, it's just going to beep at you. We've got some reflectors here on the back, and then some anti-tip wheels to help keep the scooter from tipping over if you're going up a really steep incline. One of the biggest features that this scooter has that you're not going to find on the original Go-Go is this comes with Pride's I-turn technology, which basically gives this a much tighter turning radius than a standard four-wheel. So if you get a shot of those front wheels, you'll see when we turn this all the way, that right wheel there is almost at a 90-degree angle to the frame. And that gives this a much sharper turning radius. For reference, this scooter has a 37-inch turning radius, where your standard four-wheel Go-Go has a 44-inch turning radius, which makes this a lot more maneuverable. It almost gives it the same turning radius as its three-wheel version. So it's kind of the best of both worlds. You get that stability of a four-wheel with the turning radius of a three-wheel. Some of you might be familiar with the Zero Turn 8, which has an even tighter turning radius. So it's kind of a compromise between your standard four-wheel Go-Go and a Zero Turn 8. So this doesn't have the two motors in it like the Zero Turn 8, it just has the one, which helps cut down on weight. It also comes in at a lower price point, but you get that extra 7 inches of turning radius. So it's a really, really neat option. A couple other key things, we have this here in a matte black, but it is also available in 8 color options. We'll put those up on the screen so you can see what's available out there. Other than that, I think we are about ready to take this thing for a little test drive, so stay tuned. All right, let's see how this thing does inside our store here. So first impressions, the seat is comfortable. I definitely like the mesh back. It's a lot more, I think, forgiving than the standard foam. We're going to turn our speed down here to about half, and then we're going to see how it's like driving this thing up and down the aisles in our store. So let's get going. So being a four-wheel, it definitely feels extremely stable. Don't have any of that like I might tip over. So let's see how it works going down the aisles here. It's very easy to maneuver. One thing with that I-turn technology you will notice, when you're making really tight turns, the scooter does slow down a little bit. That's for safety, but also to increase the traction on the wheels. So, but as you can see, we have no problems going up and down the aisles. This thing drives really nice. And really, I think anyone who took this thing out shopping would have no problems getting around the stores, going around objects, aisles. It's really a nice driving scooter. So, speed on it is just about right. The electromagnetic brake, it does stop really quick. So I guess next we'll take it up here and we'll see what it's like driving it outside, like through a parking lot. So. All right, so stay tuned and we'll take this thing outdoors. All right, well, let's see how this thing does outside. All right, so we're going to turn our speed all the way up here. A couple of things we haven't noted yet. This does have a 300-pound weight capacity. As far as the battery ranges, I haven't committed those to memory, so we'll put the rest of the specs up on the screen so you can see them now, or you can always check them out on our website at BroadwayHomeMed.com. Let's get moving. So, you know, being an entry-level go-go, this doesn't have the greatest speed, but it does get up to top speed fairly quick. There's no suspension on this scooter, so you do, you know, feel those cracks in the parking lot a little bit more than you would on some of the ones that do have suspension. But overall, it's really not bad. So we're going to swing over here to our left and see how this thing does in the grass here. It's a little wet, so let's hope we don't get stuck. Definitely slows it down, but we're managing going through this grass, you know, with no problems. So we're gonna zip on over to the other side of the parking lot here and check and see, you know, just how tight this thing does turn, and give you kind of a demonstration of what it looks like when we're doing a, you know, a full 360. Pull over right over here. And all right, so we're gonna turn our wheels all the way to the left here. As we noted before, that front wheel is doing almost a 90-degree bend or angle with the frame, and this thing does just sit here and turn on a dime. So, hey everybody. If you notice, we're in a different location. I got different clothes on. We had a little bit of an issue with some camera footage, so we're reshooting this next segment here where we want to go over how to disassemble the scooter and then reassemble it. So we'll go ahead and get into that here. First thing I always do, recommend taking your key out. Then we want to start by folding the backrest down. There's no latch or lever, release or anything. Literally just push forward on the backrest to fold it down. Then we're going to remove the seat. To do that, just, you know, put one hand under each side here, lift straight up. It's very important to make sure you're lifting straight up, because if you're kind of pulling out one angle here, the center post here will actually get hung up on the connector on the seat and kind of make it feel like your seat is stuck. So we're going to set that off to the side. Then we're going to remove the front basket, and on that we're just going to grab and lift straight up. We'll set it aside here. Next we're going to remove the battery pack. So they have a handle on top of the battery pack. I like to put my palm down on the seat post and kind of push down and lift up. This gives you a little better leverage, or makes removing that battery pack a lot easier. Then from here, we're going to fold the tiller down. We're going to start by loosening the tiller adjustment knob, and then we're going to bring this down. Be careful to make sure this doesn't slam down, because it would land right on the connection block for your battery pack, and we definitely don't want to damage that. So we're going to bring that down here and then tighten this back up so it doesn't move up and down on us. Then on the front of the scooter, we have the tiller lock knob here. So we want to make sure we have our wheels straight, and then we're going to push this in and rotate it vertical. That keeps your tiller from swinging around. If you've got it like in the cargo area, trunk of your car, even a truck bed, keeps this from swinging around and getting damaged, or potentially damaging any other cargo you might have with the scooter. Then from here, we can split the front and the rear section apart by lifting up on this little handle here, and then just rolling forward. So as you see, I mean, it breaks down into, you know, 5 main pieces. It's really easy to transport this way, and definitely lightens the scooter load up, so you're not having to lift the entire thing or mess around with, you know, heavy ramps, things like that. Reassembly is really easy. Pride has their feather touch assembly here, so if you want to get a little closer here, we've got these little green marks on the rear section, and then on the front section there's these 2 hooks that have those same green marks. So we're going to line those up, and as long as we line this up correctly, it should just snap right into place. Then we're going to want to rotate that knob on the front back to the horizontal position. Otherwise, when we go to drive, you'll be driving in a straight line. We're going to loosen this tiller adjustment knob, raise our tiller back up, tighten that back down. And remember, you can adjust this in whatever position you'd like, so it's most comfortable for you when you are driving it. We're going to reinsert our battery pack here. This just sits down in the tray. We're going to put our front basket back on. And then last, we're gonna attach our seat. So I like to hold the seat vertical like this so I can see the seat post and the connector from the seat plate. Just kind of get that lined up and then lock it in. So they make it real easy to do that. You know, Pride scooters are one of the easiest to disassemble and reassemble on the market. This scooter it's you know, really nice. It's got a lot of features, you know, I think that are going to benefit you out there. Having that turning radius of a 3-wheel with the stability of a 4-wheel, it's really a game changer for those people out there who want a stable scooter but still need it to maneuver through shopping aisles and grocery stores, things like that. The mesh seat, really another nice feature. Help keep you from getting too hot, sweaty when it's you know, nice and hot and sunny out like it is today. You know, really, Pride's come out with a really nice option for you here. So, you know, we appreciate you watching. Again, I'm Jake with Broadway Home Medical. We hope you learned something. If you did, please like and subscribe for more content, and we'll catch you next time.